you think your cold email campaigns aren't performing, but the problem is you're just not giving them enough time, okay? Now, what I mean by that is cold email has latency, right? What I mean by latency, if you don't know the word, basically from, data point A, it takes X amount of time to, get a back result, okay? So let's say, for example, you launch your campaigns on Monday of the first week, right? You're gonna mark red, is gonna be our campaign launch. Then, let's say I usually structure my campaigns is have the initial email, right? This is gonna be the initial email, right? And afterwards, we have like two follow-ups. Usually do it within a day or like every 2 days. So green, red's gonna be our initial email, okay? And green's gonna be our follow-ups, okay? So follow-up 1 is gonna be on Tuesday, and follow-up 3 is gonna follow-up 2, I guess. In this case, is gonna be on Wednesday, okay? Now, usually people kind of do it for like 3 days, or maybe like a week until like Friday, and they stop at Friday to see the campaigns and how did they perform. The problem with that is the leads that you're gonna be sending out. Let's say here on Monday you send out 100 leads right here, and they know 100 follow-ups, 100 follow-ups, right? The problem is every single day you're still going to be sending initial emails. So initial email here, initial email here, initial email here, right? So in total, what you have is 100 here, another 100 here, and another 100 here. So in total, over the 4 days, you've sent out to 400 new leads, and in total, they're going to be even more follow-ups, right? Because here you're going to be adding going to be already two follow-ups because from this day going to be 1 and 2. So basically, hopefully you get the point. But the problem is once people stop, let's say in this case on Friday, the problem is that you have not given it enough time because cold email has latency. Because let's say you even got one positive reply here, two positive replies on this day, and let's say three or like again two follow-up positive replies right here, right? Positive replies here, basically you did that, okay? Now, hopefully, if you're doing cold email correctly, you have a whole follow-up sequence for positive replies. And for positive replies, if someone shows interest in what you are, offering, you must follow up with them for at least the bare minimum 5 times from the initial positive reply until they say yes, until they say no, or whatever, until they reply back to subscribe or whatever. Okay. Now, what it does. So let's say someone replied back on Thursday. In total we have 5 positive replies, and we have, let's pick another color, and we have our follow-ups. So for the follow-ups, let's take one lead from Tuesday. So from that Tuesday, you're gonna one positive reply, you're gonna follow up with them right here, right here, here. Usually leave weekends off, so we don't do them. Then we're gonna go Monday, so that's our fourth follow-up, fifth follow-up, sixth follow-up, and I usually do like between 7 and 8 follow-ups. So we literally have an extra week of follow-ups. And if you had already stopped your campaigns on Friday, that means you lost on 5 extra follow-ups that could have turned them into a meeting, right? Because most of my leads, and from basic, data searching online, is most of the leads book meetings and reply positively from follow-ups, right? Not initial campaign, and not initial email, sorry, but from follow-ups. So what you really have to focus on is giving time for follow-ups actually to actually work they are supposed to do, and not judge your campaign based on the metrics you had, on Friday, right? On Friday. What you have to do is give it some time, right? Even if you stop it right here, stop sending new emails, but still keep the campaign running so all the follow-ups can be ran through, because this extra, phase of follow-ups could land you an extra 1 or 2 meetings, right? Which is still worth it because you're still, let's say, paying for those leads and you're sending out those leads without burning them out. And if you're not, giving them time to actually follow up with, what's the point of sending cold emails then? Okay. And the whole problem I was trying to make of this video is give it some time and don't make irrational decisions without having enough time and having enough data. Because what you need to have is in volume, right? So in this case, in our example, having 400, leads sent out per week is not enough for actually judging. What you have to do is kind of wait for this day, this day, this day, this day, this day, and this day as well, without stopping it, you have 1,000 leads, and now you can maybe judge, but only if all of our follow-ups will be sent out. So because here, the follow-ups, follow up here, follow up here, and until then, you can never stop. Okay. And afterwards, maybe on Monday or like a Saturday when you have some time, you can kind of, sit down, see what's happening, look at the KPIs that your campaigns, brought in, and then you can judge them. But before that, once you have enough volume, once you have enough data, and once you have all of the follow-ups, sent out, the leads you reach out to, only then you can make data judgments and without making irrational decisions. Okay. So hopefully I made it valuable as possible to actually put in the time to judge metrics, to get time, because this is not a speed game, right? If you have follow-ups, wait for them to send out, and then you can make judgment. Okay. So appreciate you. Hopefully you make that change in your cold email campaigns on how you judge your own metrics to actually start booking more meetings from the same amount of emails you send. Okay. So appreciate you. If you need help with your cold email campaigns, feel free to click the link down below, the first link in the description, to book strategy call with me. If you want to B2B service business, and you offer high ticket services, then I think we can help you book more meetings and get you more sales with it. Okay. So appreciate you, and have an amazing day.